Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's your man Mike Bowens. I'm coming to you once again live and direct. Listen, I got a lot of emails this week. Hey Mike, you haven't put up any daycare videos. Can you please give me some daycare videos? So I said, listen, let me give the people what they want. Listen, the title of this message is the daycare business right for you? And I'm going to break down a few key points here. And listen, I'm not going off on a tangent. I just want you to listen. Get a pen if you have to and write this down and ask yourself this question if you're thinking about going into the daycare business. Number one, are you mentally prepared to operate an in-house daycare business? Are you mentally prepared for that? And let me break it down just a little bit. You're dealing with the state. Okay, you got paperwork that must be done. You got immunizations that need to be always checked and make sure every child has that. You're working long hours. So we open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Are you mentally prepared for that? You're dealing with various personalities, parents, children, the community, people from if you deal with DSS and things like that, child food care program, if you're dealing with that, and you're dealing with the state, and you're dealing with the child care council, the people that actually are the administrators for the child care business. So you're dealing with many different, and if you have a spouse, the time that you're giving up to now work with other people's kids. If you have your own children, are you mentally prepared for them to feel like you're neglecting them because now the other kids are here? Are you mentally prepared for that? Number two, are you physically prepared for that? Because you're working from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. whatever. Or some people have 24 hours in-house daycares or daycare centers. Are you physically prepared for that? You see, for me researching on health, most people die around 70s. Some people make it to their 80s, but most people dying around 70 years old. And if you're working long hours, you're not getting enough sleep, you're dealing with a high stress job, and you're not eating the proper foods, fruits and vegetables, drinking plenty of water, getting vitamins and minerals. And if you don't have a spiritual life, that's another point I'll make. But if you don't have a spiritual life that you can be at peace at all times, it's going to wreck you physically. Okay? So you can't just look at the money. Ooh, I'm going to make a lot of money if I get into daycare businesses. Yeah, it's a lot of money to be made. You can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. And if you're wise, you can know how to invest that and go into another business or get into residential and commercial properties. That way you don't ever have to work again. Right? But can you physically handle it? Can you get up every single day, the days that you're open, and physically keep up with the demand? Because guess what? The buck starts and ends with you, unless you have other staff that you hire to work there. Now, you got to understand that if you have other staff, that's more money that you got to pay out regardless. Whether people drop off, whether people keep coming or not, you got to still pay that person. So now you got to look at all these factors like, okay, am I mentally prepared to deal with it? Am I physically capable of handling this? Right? When it snows, are you going to hire someone if you live in an area where it snows? I know where we live at, it snows quite a bit. Got to be able to get that snow out of there, have the salt down so that the kids and the parents can come. Right? If you live in a warm climate, are you prepared to keep the grass cut? Or are you going to hire somebody to keep the grass cut? Right? Or if you live in an area with sand, I don't know. Water the cactus. I don't know. But are you prepared physically to do it for the long haul to get you where you're trying to go? Because I don't care if you're a farmer, if you're a school teacher, if you're a garbage man. If you do not have good habits to take care of your physical body, your temple, right? Then guess what? Anything that you do is going to wreck you. People end up sick. People end up with all type of diseases because you're around kids all the time. You got breakfast, you have snack, you have lunch, you have snack. If you do not monitor your eating habits, You'll eat when they eat every time, and you will eat what they eat. Now, I'm not saying that the daycare food is not good for the kids, but these kids need proper nutrition, okay? But because you're in the household environment, there's food all around you. There's various type of foods, and if you're not monitoring what you're eating, right? Me, I have a meal prep plan, so everything that I'm eating is already written out. So I'm not even thinking about it. I just look at my meal prep plan. Okay, breakfast, oatmeal with my raisins and cinnamon and honey. Boom. Lunch, boom. Dinner, boom. Right? That's why I'm looking slim and trim right now, baby. Slim and trim. Glory be to God. I am healthy. Hey, now let me stop. All right. Let me stay focused. Number 3. With number 1, we said, mentally, are you prepared? Number 2, physically, are you prepared? Number 3, emotionally, are you prepared? Because when the kids start screaming, or when they start fighting, or when they're not listening, right, and running all over the place, and you're trying to talk to them, are you emotionally prepared to deal with that? Some people cannot handle that. It's too overwhelming. They can't make it through that. They say, oh, people say to us all the time, I don't know how you do it. I say, yeah, that's why we get paid what we get paid, the big bucks. Because not everybody can do this. But don't you worry, this is not the end for us. This is just the beginning, because there are plans in the works that we can't even tell you about. When you have to deal with parents who just scream at you because they don't even understand what has happened or whatever, they just start screaming at you. I don't believe that you did this to my child. My child says you did this. They sound like a preacher or something like that. You're like, wait a minute. You gotta remain and keep your composure and be professional at all times. Even though you might feel like screaming back at them, yelling at them, telling them to get out, slamming the door in their face, whatever, you gotta remain professional. Alright, do you have the Zen? Right? The Zen, that's the word I'm gonna use. Do you have that peace within you to be able to stay at peace and stay calm, even though somebody's screaming at you at the top of their lungs? They're taking out all their frustrations, right? What happened at work, what didn't happen at work, what happened at home, or what didn't happen at home on you. Just because their kid said this happened. And it might not even be the truth. Are you emotionally prepared for that? Number 4, are you spiritually prepared? As I alluded to before, if you don't have a relationship with God, listen, power to you. You might end up on the news for hurting one of these kids. And I don't make a joke out of that lightly, because a lot of people do. They do terrible things to kids. And one of the reasons is they don't have a spiritual connection to God to understand that there's life after death. So you're going to be held accountable for that. You're going to hurt kids and not be accountable to God for that. 2, you got to know how to center yourself and be at peace when you're working with kids and with these parents, because the Bible says the joy of the Lord is our strength, right? If you keep your mind stayed on Him, He says He'll keep you in perfect peace. So you're not going to get peace if you don't keep your mind stayed on Jesus. You're not going to be at perfect peace if you're not constantly meditating His word. You're not going to have peace if you don't know how to worship Him and sing praise to Him through praise and worship songs. If you constantly listen to music that don't have nothing to do with God, guess what? You're not going to have that peace. You may have a little joy for the moment, but it's going to leave you. And guess what? When them kids start screaming, or a kid bites you in the arm, I hate you, or scratches you in the face, or spits on you, or threatens to beat you up, how are you going to handle that? Come on, is this business right for you? This is what I want you to ask yourself. Right? And last but not least, I could keep going on and on, but I want to keep this video short and sweet. I hope you guys sign up to this seminar that I'm going to put on next year, June 2020, in Albany, New York. You need to sign up, because I'm going to go more in depth than this. And we're going to have Q&A questions that you can ask, and I'm going to answer. I'm going to give you the real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. All right? So last but not least, are you financially prepared for this? A lot of people are like, yeah, I want to start this business, you know what I'm saying? I want to do this, but I don't mean financially prepared in terms of, do you have enough money saved up to start? Yeah, we'll get to that another time. That's important too. But I'm talking about, do you know how to handle the books? Do you know how to budget? Especially if you're going to do this full time. Because you start making some good amount of money, you can't just be running out there going shopping all willy-nilly. I'm going to get fresh. I remember the first time we started this business, the first year we ever did it. And I never forget, at that time we got like a $9,000 check. This is a while ago. And at that time, this was the first year. Mind you, we've been doing this for like 10 years. So the first year we ever did that, we got like a $9,000 check. Up until that point, the largest checks that we got was income tax time. So when we got that money, I was like, oh my goodness. To me at that time, that was a lot of money in a month. That wasn't income tax time. And so I felt my brain tingling all over. The endorphins in my brain. I was like, I'm going shopping. I went out and bought a few $300 suits. You know, not some Louis Vuitton, some type of Italian custom shoes. Listen, I just went ballistic, right? But them things can't save you. You know, the one thing to do is, if you have any debts, clear them out the way. That way you don't have to worry about them anymore. Next thing to do is figure out what you're going to invest in. Take that money and make that money work for you, right? And hopefully, I should have said this first, when it comes to money management, make sure you're a tither. Make sure you give tithe and offering. Because I promise you, I've seen daycares open and I've seen them shut down. And if you are not a tither, then I'm guaranteeing in time you're going to be in that list. Now, I've been to places where it's an all black neighborhood. And I've seen Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants shut down. I'm saying to myself, how does a fried chicken store, and I'm not trying to be, you know, whatever. I'm just saying, how does a fried chicken store shut down an all black neighborhood? It's a fact that we have people of color like fried chicken. Not everybody, okay? Just like if you go to Chinatown, there's Chinese food, right? You go to Italian neighborhood, there's Italian food, okay? The point I'm trying to make is the owner of that restaurant, I can guarantee, probably was not a tither, did not give offering, did not have good money management skills, didn't know how to manage those employees. That's my main point that I'm trying to make with this, okay? Let's not go crazy with it. So, these are the points that I want you to think about. Are you mentally prepared? Are you physically prepared? Are you spiritually prepared? Right? Are you emotionally prepared? You know, I probably said them out of order, but you get what I'm trying to say. Are you preparing yourself to be a success? Right? Are you preparing yourself in your finances? Right? Mentally, how money works. Are you reading books? Are you educating yourself? Or you just say, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to have this kind of business. And you don't read, you don't educate yourself. You know, whenever you're going into something, make sure you get as educated as possible. Right? Whether you listen to audio books, or you're watching videos like this, or you're reading books, or you're going to seminars, do everything you can to put yourself in a position to win. And if you do not, then you have no one else to blame but yourself. And even if you do all of those things and it still doesn't work how you thought it would, you still don't lose. Because all that information, you now can take it and use it for your future. This is your man, Mike Bowens. I'm signing off until next time. And I'm saying, be blessed.